So we need to reframe joy, because it's not skipping around in a field. It can be amongst a very challenging time because you're working through something and you're in a flow. We have to redefine ambition, I think, as well, because I think my naive approach to ambition has always been you are working to a goal and it's in the future. But listening to you talk now, I think, well, that can't be ambition because there is no final goal. There is no final step. So how do you feel about the word ambition? Obviously, it was something that drove you completely in your career previously. How does that word sit with you today?
It's really important to have goals. And I think a lot of what I feel that my calling will come out through inspired ideas about what I want to do and how I want to do it. I don't know why chose to go into this space. I've had issues, all kinds of different crises type issues and moments throughout my life constantly because of certain ways that I've come in with a certain bias or a stance on things, subconsciously that has kind of rolled on and gathered momentum and left me in places where I often meet insurmountable problems. And I know that the insurmountable bit is me trying to carry through holding on to who I am. Whereas I change me, or not change me, but I let things go, the insurmountable part disappears too. So it always ends up in that space. But I'm always feeling a strong drive towards what I want to achieve next. And that's my calling. And I don't have to analyze it to be, is it going well? Just to follow the calling, to become more attuned and aware and I guess sensitive to the voice of me which is naturally coming out, and the other voice which is trying to close in from my conditioning, and to follow the inner voice and let it come out and follow those impulses and those insights and what have you. But the big part of it for me, in terms of you mentioned about the joy there in the question as well, is that the other thing that's a key understanding is that joy can come like that.
Yeah.
And often does. You can be having such a tough moment and joy arrives briefly. It isn't joy isn't the other side
of a result.
Joy is not just after exceptional, which is just after brilliant, which is just after not bad, terrible. It's like no, joy is the connection to who you really are, and that connection is already there when it's revealed, and anything can reveal it. And to know that joy is so close, it's an instant sort of opportunity. Whether you're right down, it's still there. So you're no further away when you're right down than you're feeling great, and that I think is a powerful thing. But the other part that all this kind of sits with the ambition and that side of stuff is the ambition is key. Setting goals is key, because when it's coming from that inner voice, it's serving. That's the serving. It's serving people. Me playing rugby, like I said, for me, it served me in so many ways to express myself and my abilities, but also it really served me in a way of meeting lots of those crisis moments and understanding my evolution and development as a person. But from an external perspective, something I found always quite difficult to factor in was that so many people were like, "Oh, I've loved watching you play over the years. It's been such a joy," and you're kind of going, "Yeah, whatever." You just think you're just saying this to be nice because. But actually you realise that I do it when I watch people playing sport. Of course. And you think that you're serving these people, it's bringing joy to their lives. You're being served by it. Your calling is about you, it's about others and everything. The difficult part is, going back to the process outcome side, is that, and you mentioned about doing a podcast and engaging in that joy, is that and painting especially, you're creating. And the process of creating, being creative and celebrating your ability to be creative and your creativity is the constant connection. Becoming attached to what you create is the flip side.
Yeah.
And you mentioned it there about when you've got you have an intention and you're doing it and it's just beautiful. And when suddenly that becomes, I'm attached to an idea I've got of how this should be. Now you're like, I'm out the joy.
Yeah.
And that's the letting go, is saying that I'm here to have ambitions because that's my creative voice saying, I'd love to create this. And I'm here to enjoy my creativity. Yeah, for me, if I kick a ball, I kick it. And I think, I love that I created that. And I've loved creating it. And I've said this to people when I work with them. I say, okay, right, so here's that ball. Hold on to it. Now kick me another one. They're like, right. And you're like, what was that? That's all right. I say, well, hold on to that one. You're like, this is horrible. What do you want to do? Put these balls down. It's like, yeah. Now, how does it feel? Ah, nice.
Yeah.
And it's that thing we're doing. We're gathering because we think that what I've created is me. It's like, no, you're the creator, the creativity, your creativity. You're not the created. And it's when you fall into this idea that, you know, these creations are making me. I think I heard someone say, you know, that we craft the tools and the tools craft us. It's like there's an opportunity there to say, stay as the crafter, just keep creating.
Yeah.
And so do it, love it, let it go. And when people say, but I don't want to let it go because I'll lose it, you never lose anything you've created. It's all in you.